Yeah, I got to step into the woo-woo. It was a pretty epic experience, especially on this one because it's, in some ways, it's almost experimental. It's a feature film that has a wide studio release, but with zero line of dialogue. So that's an unusual kind of film. And what I realized really quickly was that John's vision of this film was very unique. And like I think in many of your favorite films, you have these like long stretches, like long sequences that very often are the sequences where you're sitting at the edge of your seat in your film, and there's no dialogue in that part of the film. And John just decided to make a whole film with that feeling. And now when we've shown it to audiences, it feels like we succeeded. It gives the filmmaker this opportunity of not having to like cut back, back from the person who's speaking to the person who's listening, and he can just take the whole scene and just in one take and just design one beautiful shot that will just tell the story of that scene. So even though it's like hardcore action and it's a very intense film, there's also a lot of cinematic beauty in this that John brought to the table. It was heavy, it was heavy, and there was some some nights when I came home from work where I was just I felt like a dish rag, it was just wringed out to the last drop. I don't know if that's an American expression. Sometimes I still do that. It's like Swedish expressions that I translate. It was a heavy film to do. It was heavy, but I find myself when I do the heavier stuff, when I did like Crime and Punishment on stage, and it was 3 hours and 50 minutes of just insanity and heartache, and I tried to find myself to live in a light mind space when I'm off work, and I just do the things that make me feel good. And I think I know that there are actors that they kind of go into this dark bubble and just want to stay in it. I think for me, I try to stay in the light space when I'm off camera, and it gives me the space to really go deep, and I don't hold back. I just go to the darkness while I'm shooting. But because I'm staying in the light space when I'm off camera, it gives me the energy to keep working and and to still be a good collaborator on set with everybody else that I'm working with, and sort of keep the crew in a mindset that we're telling a story together, and that it still should be fun to come to work for everyone. But it gives me still the space and the sort of confidence to really go into those moments.